There's a pep rally scheduled for today. I just didn't know it was going to be during the press conference. So with that, is it a great day to be a Beaver? Absolutely. Let me thank a few people who were so helpful along the way in this journey. Certainly, and you'll hear from him momentarily, our President Ed Ray for his sage advice along the way and support. Appreciate him. Dan Bartholome, our Deputy Athletic Director and Sports Supervisor for football, along with us the whole way. Thank you for your support. And certainly DHR and Glenn Sugiyama for organizing this journey that we've been on over a period of time. Also, as we went through the process, several former players and some coaches and some other colleagues for their advice and thoughts as we move forward. And certainly can't forget about Beaver Nation and their outpouring of free advice along the way. A passionate, unbelievably passionate fan base we have. And at times like this, the care factor really shows, and our Beaver Nation did a wonderful job of showing how much they cared and ultimately supporting our decision. Let me talk to you just a bit about the process. This was unique as we think back. What unfolded mid-season put us in a really peculiar situation, but it also gave us an opportunity. And that opportunity was a chance to cast a much wider net than we might have normally cast without a protracted period of time. We were able to assess the landscape very quickly, and we're very pleased with the interest level of our position. We then moved on with access in mind. Those we were accessible to were coordinators first, and we were able to meet with them fairly early on in the process, even during the season. This was a bit of a hurry up and wait process because although our offensive and defensive coordinators around were accessible, sitting head coaches were not. So after interviewing coordinators, we continued to evaluate the landscape and assess the landscape, and then commenced as soon as the final game was played this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We started again in earnest. Let me tell you that one of the first individuals we interviewed in the process was Jonathan Smith. And from that point in time, Jonathan Smith became the benchmark for which we would compare others to. In the end, Tuesday night we came back and sat with Jonathan for two reasons. One was to reaffirm what we already knew and to have a little deeper conversation in various areas, and ultimately offering him the position. That was an emotional time for Jonathan and myself. And when you think about Jonathan and you get to know him, the things you'll learn about him is that he has a bit of a tenacity to him. He is incredibly authentic. He's got grit. He's got unparalleled passion for this place. As I spoke to our student athletes and introduced Jonathan this morning, the one thing I told them was that understand who is before you. This is a man that won a championship, a conference championship here. He knows how to do it, and he knows how to do it the right way. The qualities we're looking for in a coach included the base, incredible integrity and high ethical standards, an incredible motor, and those things were very apparent. And as you think about those that Jonathan has worked for, the incredible pedigree that he has, having been tutored by the likes of Coach Peterson, Erickson, Riley, and others, the pedigree is something that we were very impressed with. Why? Because in the end, that pedigree has grown a young, heralded football player from Oregon State into one of the top offensive coordinators and young head coaches in America. And with that, I can tell you I'm unbelievably excited about the next chapter in Beaver football history. And with that, let me introduce to you, for a few more words, our President, Ed Ray.